William Wallace, Scotland's hero and the fight for freedom. Welcome to History Uncovered, where we delve into the lives and events that shaped history's course. Today, we journey to 13th century Scotland to uncover the extraordinary story of William Wallace, the man whose fight for freedom became the heart of Scottish resistance against English domination. From humble beginnings to his tragic death, Wallace's tale is one of courage, defiance, and an enduring legacy. Humble beginnings. William Wallace was born around 1270 in Elderslie, a small village in Renfrewshire, Scotland. The son of a minor landowner, Malcolm Wallace, William grew up in a time of political turmoil. Scotland was a land of clans and rivalries, but it was also under increasing pressure from England, ruled by the formidable King Edward I, known as Longshanks. Little is known about Wallace's early life, but legends depict him as a man of exceptional physical strength and intelligence. He is said to have been educated in Latin, history, and the art of warfare, skills that would later prove invaluable. Wallace's upbringing in a Scotland divided by internal strife and external threats set the stage for his transformation into a national hero. The spark of rebellion. The death of King Alexander III of Scotland in 1286 and the subsequent death of his heir, Margaret, the Maid of Norway, plunged Scotland into a succession crisis. Edward I of England exploited this turmoil, imposing his rule over Scotland and placing John Balliol on the throne as a puppet king. By 1296, Edward had invaded Scotland, deposed Balliol, and declared himself ruler. The Scottish people, however, were not prepared to accept subjugation. In 1297, Wallace's life took a dramatic turn when he killed an English sheriff in Lanark, reportedly in retaliation for the murder of his wife, Marion Braidfeud. This act of defiance made Wallace a fugitive, but also a symbol of resistance against English oppression. The Battle of Stirling Bridge. Wallace quickly gathered a band of rebels, uniting clans and commoners alike in a campaign against English rule. His most famous victory came on September 11, 1297, at the Battle of Stirling Bridge. Wallace, alongside fellow commander Andrew Murray, led a vastly outnumbered Scottish force to a stunning victory over the English army. Using strategic brilliance, Wallace exploited the narrow bridge over the River Forth, forcing the English to cross in small numbers. As the English soldiers advanced, Wallace's forces struck with devastating precision, driving them back and claiming a decisive victory. Stirling Bridge became a symbol of Scottish resilience and elevated Wallace to the status of Guardian of Scotland. Guardian of Scotland. In the wake of his victory, Wallace was appointed Guardian of Scotland, effectively leading the nation in its fight for independence. He sought to rally support from European powers, particularly France, forging alliances to strengthen Scotland's position. His leadership, however, was marked by challenges, including internal rivalries among the Scottish nobility. Edward I, determined to crush the rebellion, launched a massive campaign against Wallace. In 1298, the two forces met at the Battle of Falkirk. Despite Wallace's tactical ingenuity, the Scottish army was defeated by Edward's superior numbers and the devastating power of the English longbow. Wallace resigned as guardian, but continued to fight as a guerrilla leader. Betrayal and capture. Wallace became a hunted man, evading capture for several years as he continued his resistance. However, in 1305, he was betrayed by a fellow Scot, Sir John Menteith, and handed over to the English. His capture marked the end of his active rebellion, but not the end of his influence. Trial and execution. Wallace was taken to London, where he was put on trial for treason. Defiant to the end, Wallace argued that he could not be a traitor to Edward I, as he had never sworn allegiance to him. Despite his eloquence, the trial was a formality, and Wallace was sentenced to death. On August 23, 1305, Wallace was executed in the most brutal manner imaginable. He was hanged, drawn, and quartered, a punishment reserved for those accused of high treason. His head was placed on a pike on London Bridge, while his limbs were sent to various Scottish towns as a warning to others. Legacy. William Wallace's death did not end the fight for Scottish independence. His courage and sacrifice inspired others, including Robert the Bruce, who would ultimately lead Scotland to victory at the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314. Wallace's story became legend, immortalized in poems, songs, and centuries later, the Hollywood film Braveheart. Today, William Wallace is remembered as a symbol of freedom and resistance against tyranny. The National Wallace Monument in Stirling stands as a tribute to his legacy, reminding the world of a man who gave everything for the dream of an independent Scotland. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. If you found this story of William Wallace inspiring, please like, share, and comment. Let us know what historical moment or figure you'd like to see uncovered next. Stay tuned to History Uncovered for more stories that illuminate the past. Until next time.